Okay, in this video we're going to be looking at plotting multiple data sets and the associated math models on a single graph. I'm doing this in Google Sheets, so that's why we have the typical menu. Well, this is Google Sheets right up here. I've already typed in data. In the left-hand column here, I put the independent variable in whatever data set we want to do. And then here are the resulting values for two different data sets. And notice that I put a little title on each column to distinguish one data set from the other. So these will be the horizontal values, and these will be the values plotted for each one of these. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is the first thing we want to do is select all of these. See if I can get this to work. There we go. So we select all of those. That tells Google that those are the things we want to plot, and it's going to somehow magically understand that the first row here is actually the title of each one. So we'll go down to Insert Chart, and we should get a large area up here. The first thing that comes up is recommendations. Forget about the recommendations. Go immediately to chart type, and we'll go down, and of all the chart types, we're almost always going to select scatter, which is just the individual points. I will try to move this thing over so you can see that it's already plotting the points that I had on the screen. The t values here, which in our case stand for time, are used as the horizontal coordinate. I don't want to say the x coordinate because the vertical axis is actually x. So we have this and this. These are the two data sets that I posed. That goes for chart types. Now we're going to customize it to our particular needs. So we click on Customization. We can change the title to anything we want, like that. Once you click over here, it appears over here. That's good. The thing I'd like to emphasize here is that axis labels, these are quite important. A graph without proper axis labels is completely useless. So I'm just going to do this one. I'm selecting horizontal, which is what it was to begin with. And the way we work it in this class is to name the variable, time, and then the symbol that goes with the variable that we'd use in a mathematical model. And then in parentheses, we put the units. All right, that's good. Once we click over here on the scroller again, we see that that appears here. Now we come down to the very bottom where we deal with the series, and these are the two data series that we have, x1 and x2, which I can remind you are these two sets here, x1 and x2, the columns of data there. Okay, so the first one here is being plotted in blue, and that's these points here. In this case, it forms a nice line. We're going to add the equation that goes with this, and we have other ways of doing this, but this is the easiest way if it's available. And here Google only gives us these three options, but that'll cover most of what we do this year. So we're going to click on linear, and this gives us a best line fit. If I put the cursor over here and I can't point to the thing, then the stuff goes away, but it's y equals 16.6 x plus 27.5. The y is actually x1, and the x right there, which I can't point to, the x is actually the time, so that should be a t for us. Anyhow, that's the mathematical model. It should be the same as what Logger-Pro gave you if these are your if these are your data points. So that gives us a best fit line for that one. And now we go up to the second data set, x2, which is in a different color, and you can make it a different shape if you want. It's really not necessary if the data points are this different. And then we do another trend line here. We make that linear, and that gives us another line. And again, this equation, x2 equals minus 24t plus 410. That equation with your data should be very similar to the equation you got from Logger-Pro for fitting your data to that line. And then we're done. So we just click OK, and here is our graph. At this point, you just copy this graph and paste it directly into a Google Doc, namely your lab report.